Cognizant to the needs of our learners, parents, and teachers, the Department of Education provided us with powerful tools for productivity that will allow us to foster critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, communication and collaboration skills to be compassionate, responsible global citizens. Join us and discover new ideas in our series of professional development training program with the ICTS Edtech Unit and Microsoft Education Philippines. Together, we will equip our learners and empower our fellow educators for a dynamic future. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, at para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICTS Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
It's a Tuesday and you are with me. This is your tutor for today. It's Tutor Nova for Senior High School English for academic and professional purposes. So we are going to be together from 4 o'clock in the afternoon down until 4:40 in the afternoon today. So it will be a 40-minute class with me for the Q4 of our English for academic and professional purposes. So ready your notebooks or maybe your pens, and at the same time your thumbs, right? Because you'll be typing your answers on the comment section down below for you to communicate or participate in the class with me with your tutor for today. All right, so this is, again, English for academic and professional purposes, Q4, week number 2. So for today, we are going to be discussing about the 3 ways of elucidating a concept. Now, I think we have a lot of students joining in the class today. I'd like to say hi to Ashley Arroyo. At the same time, hi to Vanessa Cameros. Thank you. They are actually watching from Davao City. Thank you so much from these students right here who are tuning in with us today. All right, so I know this is going to be a very great discussion in the class today because we will be having a topic about elucidating a concept. But before we go through our discussion today, I just have a little bit of activity that I want you to answer with me. So this is our activity number 1. And the title for this activity is what we call Fix Me. Now, I would like you to arrange the jumbled letters to form word. And of course, to help you guys with that, hints are provided. I'd like you to write your answers on the comment section. Again, this is going to be easy, you know, just arranging the jumbled letters. I know you can do this. This is just a piece of cake for you, my senior high school students. Now, I think you're ready? Yep, let's begin. Okay, now this is our first jumbled word for today. And the hint or the clue for you guys to answer this question, the hint is this word is actually synonym for the word meaning. So what do you think is the jumbled letters are? What word could that be? Can you try to help me by giving me your answers on the comment section? Okay, we have here Negi. Negi Villarreal. Okay, hi Negi. Thank you for being with me today. And Negi's answer is definition. How about the others? Do you have the same answers with Negi? Okay, so again, the hint or your clue for today is the word meaning. Okay. I think we only have Negi for today who answered the word definition. Well, let's see. Oh, we also have Vanessa. Humahabol si Vanessa. Okay, that's good one. Vanessa and Nigi got the same answer, and that is definition. Well, let's see if they definitely got the correct answer. That's right. Well, this actually means to say it's identification or definition. Oh, I think there was a typo. This is actually definition. That's right. The answer for number 1 is definition. Let me try to correct that. Okay, here. Sometimes we kind of have that definition. Okay, this one's correct now. All right, so that's it. Nigi and Vanessa's answer is actually definition, and that is the correct answer. Bingo! The word meaning is a synonym for the word definition. That's right. Now let's have the second jumbled letter for today. And your hint or your clue for that word is about clearing up or clarifying things. Yeah, clearing up things. So what do you think is the word that we could come up with this jumbled letters for number 2? Yeah? Annalyn and Margie and Vanessa, maybe you got answers now for number 2. How about Nigi? What could be the word for number 2? The word or the clue here is clearing up. What do you think is the word for number 2? Katrina here says clarification. And Sayana Smith also says here, ako po. Hi, Sayana. Yes, of course, you can feel free to join in the class today by participating on the comment section. And we also have here Jane Tumangil. She says clarification. At the same time, Nigi as well says clarification. Well, let's see. Let's have the answer for number 2. Yeah, clap, clap, clap. It's clarification. Good job, my senior high school students. Now we have one more jumbled letter that you guys need to help me with. Now let's have number 3. So the hint or your clue for number 3 is explanation. Sayana Smith here says, nakalimutan ko po. Okay lang. Normal lang naman makalimut, diba? Okay. Now, Sayana, Annalyn, Margie, how about number 3? How about the others? Could you try to help me come up with a word with these jumbled letters right here that is the synonym for the word explanation? What do you think is the answer to number 3? Okay, Nigi is so fast. Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, and Dexter here says same word from the hint. Ooh, let's see. Let's find out later if they actually have the same word with a hint for number 3. And we also have Jane. Jane here says explication. Well, let's try to find out. Let's reveal the answers for number 3. This is explication. That's right. Bingo! So how many of you here, my senior high school students, got the correct answer? We only have 3 questions for today. And I think almost everyone got the correct answers. Good job. And like that boy on that screen that you can see there, he is clapping for you. I think we could also try to give a virtual round of applause for everyone who got the correct answer. Okay, now for today, again, the words that you guys gave me earlier is about the 3 ways of elucidating a concept. Those words are definition, explication, and clarification. So we will meet those words all throughout the discussion that we have for today. Okay, now, since our topic is about 3 ways in elucidating a concept, like that person right there, GIF. Yeah, GIF person right there. She's actually thinking about these 2 words, elucidate and a concept. Could you try to help me define these two words right here so we could unlock the difficulty that we might encounter in the class today. So my senior high school students, what do we mean by the word elicitate? When you hear that word, elicitate, what could that probably mean? Sayana Smith here says, yes, ma'am. Hi, Sayana. Could you try to help me with the word elicitate and a concept? I know you're quite familiar with these words, especially the word concept, right? Okay. Could you try to help me? Oh, Niggy here says she got 3. Good job, Niggy. You got 3 over 3 out of all the jumbled letters that we have today. Good job. So, going back, everyone, since our topic is about 3 ways to elucidate a concept, could you try to unlock these 2 words for me? Help me, please. Could you try to give me the meaning of these words, elucidate and a concept? I'm waiting for your answers. Probably you guys are still typing your answers. Yeah, I can wait. How about elucidate and a concept? Okay, let's unlock these 2 words together. Meron ba? Meron bang mag-accept ng challenge? Yeah, meron bang makapagbibigay ng meaning ng elucidate and concept? Sayana Smith here says, a text intransitive verb. Which word did you define, Sayana? Elucidate or concept? Oh, Sayana here asking for tama po ba? We will reveal the answers later on. Okay, let's try to process muna these 2 words that we have on the screen, elucidate and a concept. Okay, I think the long wait is over. How about let's reveal the answers for today? Okay, so my senior high school students, when we say elucidate, it means to say to explain something or make something clear. And when we say concept, this actually refers to a principle or idea. So that is why for today, we are going to know about how to explain your idea into something that is clear or something that the person you're talking to or your readers could get your idea in a clear way. So that is what our topic or the focal point of our discussion for today. We are going to elucidate a concept, and we will be knowing the 3 ways and how to elucidate the concept today. Okay, so Sayana Smith here says to give a clarifying explanation. Good job! Yay! 2 thumbs up for you, Sayana. Good job. Now, again, our topic for today is 3 ways to elucidate a concept. So like that GIF sticker that you can see on your screen, I hope you will be taking down notes for today. So let's get it on. Let's have the topic for today. So again, this is 3 ways to elucidate a concept. Well, on the week number 1 of our quarter 4, I think Tutor Jess or Sir Jess was able to be with you since I was not available that time last Tuesday. And I think Sir Jess or Tutor Jess was able to give you an overview of what a concept paper is. Now for today, we are going to be knowing about the 3 ways to elucidate your concept. And starting with our first way, which is by definition. So we can elucidate our concept through definition. Now, teacher, what is definition when we talk about elucidating our concept through definition? So when we say definition, it means to say explaining the concept by answering, what does it mean? So this makes of an illustrations, examples, and descriptions to clarify the term. So again, when you wanted to make your concept or idea clear, maybe you can try to use the definition way, which means to say it answers a question, what does it mean? So a definition can be done in 3 ways. There are 3 ways to do your definition. So let's try to get to know these 3 ways. Okay, we also got here another, from Sayana Smith. She asks, tama po ba na to elucidate is to make something clear that was formerly confusing, and it is perfectly clear how the modern term got that meaning. Bingo, Sayana. That's right. Okay. Now, again, there are three ways to do your definition. The first way is what we call the informal definition. So when we say informal definition, that means to say giving of a parenthetical or brief explanation, which means to say it's the simplest way to define something. It is through the informal definition. So as an example, I'd like you to take a look at the screen and read along with me. So example is vitamin E is naturally found in vegetable oil, fish, and nuts. So by looking at this example, what is that word that we are identifying or defining here? Could you try to help me? By this example here on your screen, what word or term are we defining here? Yeah, could you try to help me? Niggy, where's everyone? Dexter Paro. And at the same time, we also got here Vanessa. Yeah, could you try to help me? What term on that example right there on your screen are we defining here using the informal definition? Yeah? Meron ba makakapag-bibigay ng tamang sagot? Wow, Tagalog si teacher. Okay, yeah, could you try to help me? What word or term on that example right there on your screen are we identifying or defining using the informal definition? Okay, we got here Dalman, Angel, and Jamar. Both of them said vitamin E. That's right. That's right. It's a bingo. So we are actually defining the word vitamin E in a simplest way or a brief explanation, and that is what we call the informal definition of elucidating your idea or a term. And our term here is the vitamin E. Okay, now let's have the second way of a definition. The second way is what we call the formal definition. So when we say formal definition, it means to say giving of the term to be defined. You can also make use of the category. So at the same time, the quality that makes the term different from other terms in the same category. So this means to say that formal definition is not the short explanation anymore. This is about expounding what that term is about, or what that word actually meant. Okay, that is formal definition. Now let's try to have an example of what formal definition is. So earlier, during the informal definition part, we can actually have the example here. Vitamin E is naturally found in vegetable oil, fish, and nuts. It's simple, right? And the words that are used here are actually very simple to understand as well. Now, how about the formal definition way? Now, the formal definition example, I'd like you to take a look at the screen. So the vitamin E is a light yellow, fat-soluble vitamin that acts as antioxidant. Now, let's try to, what do you call this one? Try to understand this example bit by bit, okay? So vitamin E here is our term defined, okay? Now, how about the category of the term? So the category vitamin E is that it is a light yellow, fat-soluble vitamin. And the quality of vitamin E is that it acts as antioxidant, okay? So this is how you could define an idea or a concept or a term using the formal definition. So you need to try to, what we call this one, do it in a formal definition if you wanted to really expound a meaning of a word through the category, the quality that makes it different from the other terms that is belonging to the same category. So that is what we call the formal definition. Now let's have the last, we also have another example for formal definition. Okay, let's have here the sentence example. So biology is a branch of science that studies living organisms. So again, let's try to explain or process this example sentence bit by bit. So what is the term that we are defining here? The term that we are defining here is biology. That's right. And the category of the term is that biology is a branch of science. And what makes this term different from the other? Through its quality that biology studies living organisms. Okay? So I hope you were able to um, distinguish the difference between what we call the informal definition and the formal definition. Okay? All right. Now, let's get to know the last way. So this is extended definition. So when we say extended definition, it is a detailed way of defining a term and is usually a one paragraph. Yeah, I think that says it or explains it, since this is what we call the extended definition. It incorporates various patterns of formal, informal, comparison and contrast, narration, description, classification, cause and effect to explain a concept. So it is not only limiting to just one sentence, because if you do that, that only means to say it's either informal or the formal definition. So the extended definition, always remember that it is actually defining something, usually in a one paragraph. So this is extended definition. Now let us try to get to know the example of an extended definition. Okay, I hope you will read along with me on your screen, okay? I know this is a one paragraph to read on, but I hope you will still read along with me. Okay, let's do this. Again, this is extended definition. First described in 1907 by Alois Alzheimer, a German physician. Alzheimer's disease is an adult-onset neurological disorder of unknown etiology, or the cause, manifested by loss of memory, impaired thought processes, and abnormal behavior. When the illness begins before the age of 65, it is termed Alzheimer's disease. When onset is after 65, it is referred to as senile dementia of the Alzheimer's type. So what term are we describing or defining here? It is the Alzheimer's disease, right? But as you can see, we're actually able to define or give the meaning of what Alzheimer is through extended definition. And as you can see, it is actually consisting of a lot of sentences that makes it a one paragraph. So you were able to get to know about an overview of what Alzheimer's disease is. We were able to define the concept of what an Alzheimer's disease is by using the extended definition. Okay? Again, we actually got, let's just have a quick recap of what we had earlier. Again, this is 3 ways of elucidating a concept, and the first way is through definition. And a definition can be done in 3 ways, which we were able to discuss earlier. The first way is informal definition, which is about giving a brief explanation or just a short explanation of what that word or term is about. However, when we say the formal definition, it actually means to say giving the term or defining the term in a certain category, at the same time giving the quality of that term that makes it different from the other terms or from the other words that belongs to the same category. And always remember, as you can see, we were able to explain it bit by bit earlier through identifying the category of the term and identifying the quality of the term vitamin E, because we have the same term earlier using the informal definition and the formal definition. We use the term vitamin E. Okay. Now let's have the next way of elucidating a concept, and it is actually, okay, before going through the second way of elucidating a concept, let's have the signal words for definition. So what are the signal words that you can use when you wanted to define a term? So the following signal words are useful when explaining a concept by definition. So we got here as defined, for example, for instance, is defined as, such as, to define, to illustrate, means. So earlier we used the word or term vitamin E. So let's go back to the example. What signal word did we use earlier? Okay, here. Now here, in this example, vitamin E is a light yellow fat-soluble vitamin that acts as antioxidant. So if you wanted to use the signal word, you can actually just use it by putting it right after the term. So you can do it this way. Vitamin E is defined as a light yellow fat-soluble vitamin that acts as antioxidant. So that is about the signal word definition. So you can use these different signal words in constructing your sentences if you wanted to elucidate your concept or idea through the definition way. Okay, now let's move on to the second way of elucidating a concept, and that is explication. Okay, now let's try to get to know the meaning of explication. So explication is a method of explanation in which sentences, verses, quotes, or phrases are taken from a literary or academic work, then interpreted and explained in a detailed way. I personally love this. Because it's about reading something, right? And at the same time, getting a quote from a certain literary work that you just finished reading, and then explaining it in your own ways. So this is, you may begin by analyzing how the text was constructed and end with a concise conclusion by restating your major arguments. Now let's try to get to know the example under explication. So this is about my favorite poem. It's A Road Not Taken. So this is how I do it if I wanted to elucidate my idea through explication. So you can do it this way. In the final stanza of his poem, The Road Not Taken, Frost, or Robert Frost, he was actually the one who wrote it, Frost talks about his dilemma of coming upon two diverging paths and not knowing which one to choose. The third line is very important as it delivers an idea of choosing between the two divergent paths. So as you can see, going back to the meaning of explication, it's actually a method of explaining through using sentences, verses, quotes, or phrases that are taken from literary or academic work, then interpreted in a detailed way. Oops, by the way, I'd like to look at your comments or your participation on the class. However, my phone died just recently, so I did not realize my phone was actually out of battery and I can't reach my charger, so I cannot see your comments as of now, but I hope you will still be participating in the class with me today. I'll try. Let's see what we can do with my cell phone today. Oops, sa lahat ng pagkakataon ngayon pa. Okay, all right, so going back, this is about explication. This is our second way in elucidating our concept through explanation. And to continue, the tone in this stanza shifts from regretful to optimistic. The two roads symbolically represent individual choices. The mood is neither depressed nor unhappy, but the poet sighs because he knows what the complexities our life may have for him. Whether he has chosen a right or a wrong path, it has a compelling impact on his life. The phrase less traveled suggests the theme of individualism. So as you can see, we're actually explaining about a certain poem through our personal idea, or through our personal, what do you call this one? How we perceive the words on that poem, or how we actually communicated with the author on that poem, who is Robert Frost. And we actually use the phrase here, the less traveled. So going back to the meaning of explication, since it's about explaining something through verses, quotes, that is coming from a literary work or academic work. And in this example, we're actually using The Road Not Taken. And I think you, my senior high school students, have tried doing explication without you knowing, because somehow, maybe during your 21st century literature class, you were able to read a lot of literary works, right, from different authors, from different centuries as well. So maybe you may have this task of trying to review a certain literary work, and you're actually using explication in elucidating your idea about that literary work. Yeah, perhaps you did that too without you knowing. Okay, now let's have our third way of elucidating a concept or idea. Okay, the third way is actually through clarification. So when we say clarification, it is a method of explanation in which the points are organized from a general abstract idea to specific and concrete examples. The analysis of the concept is done by looking at the examples and specifying its characteristics. Woo, that was such consisting of different terms and a lot of words. But however, to make it simple, when we say clarification, it actually means to say from general to specific idea. Okay, remember that. Clarification is from general to specific idea. All right, you're explaining or clarifying your idea through from the general one to the specific one. That is clarification. Now, what are the signal words for clarification? So make sure you can try to spot on the signal words when we use clarification so that you will know, oh, this is actually using clarification in his concept paper. So these words are after all, for instance, namely, that is, as an example, in other words, put another way, to be specific, consider the following, example, in particular, specifically, to clarify. For example, in short. So these are the different signal words that you may also use when you wanted to write your own clarification in elucidating your concept or idea. Okay, now let's try to read clarification as a stanza or a paragraph using the clarification way of elucidating a concept or idea. And the concept that we have today or idea is about justice. Now, I'd like you to really scrutinize this example right here and try to just process everything by looking at some of the few signal words that you can spot on onto this example. Okay, at the same time, while you are spotting on the different signal words, I would also like you to read along with me in reading this example right here. So justice is a broad concept which encompasses a wide set of ideas, most of which also branch out into smaller notions. For instance, it can refer to the sentencing of a criminal based on due process. When an individual gets what he deserves, even outside the hands of the law, it is also considered justice in some context. This may come in the form of vigilant justice, in which a person dissatisfied with the system doles out punishing to wrongdoers. Poetic justice is also another related concept which is used in literature to show how the good is always rewarded while bad forces always meet a grim end. In the context of this paper, justice will be clearly delineated into any instance in which the law is successfully and fairly applied to an individual, resulting in either an arrest or a release. To illustrate, if a theft is caught and tried in court through due process and is found to be guilty and then sentenced accordingly, it can be said that justice was served. However, if the same thief is caught in the act by a band of villagers and was beaten right then and there, it will be considered justice in the context of the paper, as the process has not undergone due process. Okay, now earlier we were able to actually identify what justice is, right? This is our general idea. Now, for someone to really get to know your point about what really justice is, you can make use about this clarification way of elucidating your concept or idea. So earlier, this is our general idea. It's about justice. And as we went along with this paragraph, we were also able to go to the specific idea, which is telling us about poetic justice. At the same time, it also gave us different examples of what are the different instances that a person can actually commit something that is due process at the same time when justice will be served, about clarification. You can do that by doing it in a general idea to specific, at the same time by giving examples or illustrations as well. So that is clarification. Okay, all right, now let's get to the next part. Okay, all right, so my senior high school students, I got a challenge for you. So when was the last time you became angry with someone or something? Could you tell me? Let's try to share something, just a few minutes. I'd like you to process your ideas for today. So this is just a quick question. When was the last time you became angry with someone or something? Ooh. My phone is actually not cooperating today. I wish I could read your comments, but my phone died. But let me try to get onto that. Let me try. Okay. So again, everyone, when was the last time you became angry with someone or something? So while waiting for your answers, let me try to log on to my cell phone so I could read your comments or answers. Okay, let's see. I hope you're processing your answers, okay? Kailan nga ba yung last time na wow, nagtry mag-Tagalog si tutor pero hindi kaya. Okay, balik tayo sa question. When was the last time you became angry with someone or something? Well, me, I could barely recall. Because well, these days I'm so glad to say that I haven't been angry about someone or something. Maybe because most of the time I just spend my days at home or at work. And maybe I only get angry with myself because there are times when I procrastinate. So sometimes I need to go through days of sleepless nights because I need to submit something on the deadline. And it's frustrating, frustrating. So how about you guys? When was the last time you became angry with someone or something? Or are you the same as me, that you get angry with yourself because you feel frustrated about doing things or finishing your tasks? Okay, yay, I can read your comments now. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure if I can really read comments, but let's see. Okay. All right, so yeah, did you type your answers? I still cannot see any comments, but yeah, that's it. That's my challenge for you today. Okay, now this is our next activity. So I'd like you to read the paragraph with me and answer the questions that follow. And again, write your answers on the comment section. We also got here an answer that I can see on my screen. Yesterday po, I was angry because the internet was slow and I couldn't do research. Okay. Yeah, the internet somehow is making people angry, yeah? Especially when you're chatting with your crush, right? And then somehow you cannot reply because there's no more internet now. Okay, yeah, that's a good kind of expressing yourself. It's a good way of expressing yourself. Okay, now let's try to read the paragraph here. So since we're talking about being angry, so our paragraph that we will be reading is about anger. So anger is having a feeling of hatred towards someone or something. It is one of our basic emotions and can be most dangerous if it is not carefully controlled. A person can become angry when he cannot fulfill some basic needs or desire that is important to him. For example, a child may become angry when he cannot play outside with his friends. An adult may become angry when he does not receive a raise in pay that he expected. Mentally, anger can interfere with our thoughts, making it difficult to think clearly. Physically, it may cause violent reactions in our muscles and in the nervous system. This causes an angry person to flush and tremble and to show other signs of disturbance. A person can be dangerous if he is in an angry mood because he can develop feelings of hostility and hatred toward another person, which can then often turn violent. Okay, so that is about anger? Now these are the questions that I'd like you to process and somehow give me your answers about this. So, since you now know the 3 ways to elucidate a concept, which is about definition, clarification, and explication. So what concept is being explained in the paragraph that we just read? What concept was that? Oh, my phone is dying again. I think I really need to change my phone. This is a 5-year-old phone, by the way, so that's why it's not cooperating now. It's dying again. Okay, so everyone, what concept is being explained in the above paragraph? And what examples are given to explain the concept? And do these examples reflect realities in life? And in what way is the concept of the paragraph being explained? Now let's try to reveal the answers one by one. I know you are processing your answers at home, but let's try. I hope I could read your comments or answers, but I cannot. So let's just reveal the answers for now. So what concept is being explained in the above paragraph? So the answer is anger. That's a bingo. If you answered anger, that is a correct answer. You got 1 point. Again, got here the slide that is a proof that it's anger that we were describing or defining earlier. Okay, anger is having a feeling of hatred towards someone or something. Okay, let's move on to our next question. What examples are given to explain the concept? So if you were able to read along with me, the examples that was given to the concept of anger is about a child become angry when he cannot play outside with his friends. An adult may become angry when he does not receive a raise in a pay that he expected. So we were able to explain the concept of anger by having these examples right there that you can see on your screen. And you were able to really expound what is a concept or idea of anger by having these examples right here. Now let's have the third question. Do these examples reflect realities in life? Do you get angry when you were still a kid and your mom does not allow you to go outside? Yes, right? Or maybe when you get 25 years old or 24 years old, or after you graduate and land a job, and the pay that you were expecting for you to have was not really the real pay that you are getting in that kind of job. Will you be angry? Yes, of course, right? You were promised a certain pay, and then you were not able to get that certain pay. And that is a yes. Okay, now last question is, in what way is the concept of the paragraph is being explained? This is actually explained through the extended definition. And at the same time, this is also explained through clarification, okay, from general idea to the specific idea. So that is the answers for today. Okay. All right, so as for your task, I think this could be an at-home task for today. I would like you to write a formal definition of the following terms. We got here internet and social media. So you can do that at home for you to test if you have really understood the 3 ways to elucidate a concept or idea. That's internet and social media. Okay. Oh, I think I revealed the answers, but that is your homework for today. Okay, so again, this is your tutor for today. This is Tutor Nova, and I will be with you every Tuesdays from 4 o'clock in the afternoon down until 4:40 in the afternoon every Tuesday for the whole Q4. So thank you everyone for joining me in the class today. We were able to get to know about the 3 ways to elucidate a concept. That is definition, clarification, and explication. I hope you will remember these key terms that we were able to do in the class. So thank you for joining me today. I will see you again next time. I may have a great day, and thank you. Bye-bye. Happy Tuesday. I think we're done. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming, and may have a great day. I'll see you again.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan bukas mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Filipino. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!